Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here. Today we have a super special episode because we are looking at a comic book that I can no lie say changed my life forever. This is my first new Teen Titans, my first real introduction to George Perez's art. It is one of my favorite comic books of all time. Look at this gorgeous cover. It is so amazing. Cannot wait to share it with you guys. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Please hit that like button and let's get right into this beautiful, beautiful comic book. I absolutely love George Perez. I'm still so sad that we lost one of my favorite comic book artists, one of the most important comic book artists of our generation, of all comic book generations. He is known for his powerful storytelling, beautiful faces, insane detail, group books, crowd shots, cityscapes, rubble. I mean, you name it. George Perez is the master of all things comic book art and just a great artist. Um, so my brother pretty much got me into comic books. He was basically like a Marvel zombie, very anti DC. So it was very controversial. I had to just like rebel and be like, no, I'm sorry, this is too gorgeous. I don't care what you say. I have to have this Teen Titans. I remember it very well, picking it up from 7-Eleven and just like devouring it. I'm an artist. I was, aspiring at the time, and it really influenced my art. I was such a Perez clone, even to the point where one of my brothers referred to me as a Perez clone, which I can't think of a better compliment. My style is so far removed from his nowadays, but I'm so glad to have had that time, to learn and grow as an artist, channeling the master and learning from him. Tara joins the Titans. I mean, what a great cover. I absolutely love, when the comic books obscure the title. Especially, I think you can only do it in a book that is well established. Like, you don't want to do it on a first issue of an unknown property. But I mean, Perez just nailed this design. The Earth arc or whatever that they are all posed on, incorporating the logo with it. And this is just the mastery of Perez. I didn't know it at the time picking it up, but every character is so distinct with their own distinct face. Not only do they have their own distinct face, but they have their own distinct, mannerisms, the way they stand, the way they carry themselves. I mean, come on, look at this detail. Marv Wolfman, writer, George Perez, pencils, co-creators, Romeo Tanghal, inker, Ben Oda, letterer, Adrian Roy, colorist, and Len Wein, editor. I loved when Speedy came back, and Francis Kane. I mean, we are deep in the middle of Titans, but this also shows the beauty of comic books too. 30 issues in, I had to get this because of the cover. I had no idea what was going on, and I was in hook, line, and sinker. I quickly, thank God, I discovered comic book shops either around this time or not long after, and was able to get all the back issues and catch up on my Titans. And I've just always been obsessed and loved George Perez's art. I mean, look at all these panels, just the insane storytelling and just the gorgeous rendering. I do feel like Romeo Tanghal was one of Perez's best inkers. I really feel that Perez evolved so much from issue 1 of Titans to this point. Like, I don't even know if I would have been in love with the Perez art with issue 1 as I am on 34. If you compare the two, the evolution is pretty amazing. Oh my God, the Brotherhood of Evil. I always found that funny because it's like, okay, so they're the Brotherhood of Evil, and then Marvel has the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. I always loved how they sort of had their tit for tat, like, versions of each other's stuff. I mean, healthy competition, the dynamic competition, the rivalry, it keeps it going. This is a great example of Perez's storytelling too. This phobia, is making Francis Kane feel claustrophobic. And I don't know, this vertical panel is just such a great storytelling device. The way she's shrinking within the panel and Phobia is just looking menacingly at her Hoon gun. Were these created by Perez? I don't know. I feel like perhaps not because, Madame Rogue was part of this, and I know he did not create her. So but maybe some of them. I'm not sure, but maybe the new iteration of the Brotherhood of Evil. Either way, one of my history buffs, Philip, I know you know, fill me in. Comments, please. Darling, I know you're going to send me the digital upgrade anyway. Is that the Brooklyn Bridge? Oh my God, look how freaking amazing that is. Of course it's the Brooklyn Bridge. I always love the way Perez drew like sunsets or sunrises too. This, nobody draws a better cityscape. I was just saying this. Actually, that was probably my inspiration. Thanks, Rafi, for posting that picture on Facebook today. I was like, I know exactly the comic book I have to review. Georgia Pérez, Cityscape, love it. Like one of my favorite hallmarks of comic books is like sort of the New York City skyline. I mean, of course, if it takes place in New York. And they're in this dump ass apartment that Tara is staying in. And I just love Changeling. I love all of them. And here we have Tara's new costume. Bam! There it is. I kind of like the Ariana Grande high pony look. They should bring that back somehow, don't you think? Evil Tara returns. Bring it on. I mean, this is actually a better example, like a nightline of a cityscape that Perez does so well, that I love so much. And Starfire, I immediately fell in love with Starfire. I mean, she's basically Storm, so what's not to love? Speaking of Storm, Snowstorm with, I love that they're going on this talk show. Who is this woman? I forgot her. Oh my God, this is such flashbacks. Adrian Chase. I remember Perez bitching, saying, like, he's supposed to be a district attorney and you have him in this bright green suit. Hey, they had a limited color palette back then. What can you do? So Perez draws really sexy males, okay? And I'm not going to lie, this picture of Robin, you know, just speaks for itself, okay? What else? My gorgeous Corey. I mean, look at the power of this panel right here. It is so cool. I mean, the storytelling. Okay, and I say this often in my videos, but, you know, the true power of comic books, one of the challenges as a comic book artist is you want to make the scripture obsolete. That is no slam against writers, but it's basically saying, like, you should be able to look at a comic book page and tell what's going on story-wise without reading the dialogue. And you pretty much can with George Pérez. I mean, it is amazing. He's always giving us different angles, you know, bird's eye views, worm's eye views. He's never afraid to challenge himself. I feel like he's one of those artists who started out, like, with explosive potential that a lot of people saw, and he was just given the chance to, like, really grow and thrive and as an artist, and constantly out to prove himself and doing it over and over again. You know, they always say in art or music or whatever, you're only as good as your last thing. And I think that, you know, here's an example of an artist who is constantly striving to outdo himself and, you know, entertain himself and sort of, you know, challenge himself. And it just shows in every single page. He didn't phone it in. He loved his craft, and he is a true master. There's so much to be learned from the power of the pencils of frickin' George Pérez. And this, oh my God, I remember loving this so much. I love this for so many reasons. First of all, you have the gorgeous Pérez cityscape. And then you have, of course, amazing Cyborg, which he did design this character, and it's amazing. I love Pérez's costume designs. He definitely loves, like, metallic elements and asymmetry, and that shows. I'm fine with the headband. Call me out of touch. I don't know. I think I love it. What else? I love his foot coming out of the panel, too, breaking the panel. That is so cool. A lot of creepy old women in the Titans, you know? Jericho's mom, Raven's mom. The parents are creeping. And then, you know, here's Pérez, you know, he just, like, they're at Titan's Tower, there's a lot of circuitry. It's funny, because I feel like, you know, in the beginning, Pérez was very much, you know, the Marvel House style, very Kirby looking with the big blocky character figures, and he definitely streamlined them. But I feel like maybe his tech is influenced by Kirby a lot, and I love to see it in the background. And I know, unless we already passed them, there's got to be some Kirby crackles in here somewhere, guys. Hi, I'm Terry Long. Yes, I'm a creepy 30-year-old pervert with a beard. And here's my 19-year-old fiance. Nothing problematic here. I know, whatever. Attack me, it's fine. I just think it's funny. Here we go with the Kirby dots. Thank you very much. I mean, 10 difference isn't really that much of a big deal, but I don't know. It was just creepy. New Year's Eve. I kind of love seeing that in a comic book. How funny. I forgot about that. I mean, can you imagine how mind blown I was at such a young age to pick up this comic book and just realize that DC kind of makes good comic books too. I love Raven's soul self and just like the signatures. This is like such signature Perez here. There's so much going on, you guys. It is so good. How can you not love this? The Omega Men. Never got into them, but look at that beautiful art. I feel like it was like an availability thing. Like if it were at 7-Eleven, I would have gotten it for sure. Great panel there. Plasmus. I mean, such great characters, right? Brooke Shields reading Superman. I think that was from when she was like supposedly going to play Brenda K. Starr or something. Who knows? Anyway. Great crowd shot there. I love it. I love when superheroes fight civilians. Oh, Donna Troy, will you marry me? Thank God I was too young to know how creepy that all was. I was just like, oh my God, but you're like, no, I'm only 19. I don't need to be marrying some old creep still with kids. Anyway, sorry, that's the end. Titans Tower, I always love oh my gosh, what an interesting color mistake here. Like all over the place. Changeling has blonde hair, which I kind of love. Reverse Kid Flash, and the rest is fine. Anyway, beautiful art. Love it, love it, love it. My first issue of the Teen Titans hit me in all the feels. So amazing. One of my favorite books by one of my favorite artists for my whole life. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it so much. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button, and I'll bring you more later.